phones into backpacks. All other work can be put away. The only thing you'll need on your desk is something to drink with, maybe your water bottle, and this paper here. Okay? So everything else can get tucked away. Chromebooks away. We got Coach Carson and Coach Paul here.
What's that?
And this is a simple film session, but we're going to be focusing on two main topics. We're going to be focusing on our first touch, and then tracking and marking. And we'll see what we'll be able to get through before we head over to Bentley. So who's your partner today? Okay. Who's your partner? Kelly. Okay. So I'll have like you and Kelly maybe over here when Kelly comes in, just so you'll be able to see the board. Ooh. I need one for each person.
We won the DCL one year, and it was because we just won the games.
Yeah, can't we say something about I did run this thing. Played one time in college, the next time.
Yeah, like Wayland, we won them the first time, and it was the non-league game, and then this one was the league.
All right,
So the only one league game.
I'm glad that we can have a film session today. Again, thank you to Coach Carson and Coach Paul for being here. We are fortunate that Coach Carson has been making sure that all of our games get uploaded to Huddle, and we've been fortunate that Coach Paul has been making sure to have the device and press and play and doing all those things. So everybody kind of had a role to make sure we have the film on Huddle. You have access to Huddle. Hopefully you've been watching games. You're going to need paper about this one? Yeah, we'll leave another one. Anyone else? Yeah, everyone needs that. Alright, so before we get started, just a few announcements. There's canning tomorrow. Okay, if you are signed up for canning, you need to make sure that you're there. You need to make sure that you go. I don't know if Kelly Buxton's mom is going to bring stuff to Bentley or if she's bringing stuff to the school right now, but there's buckets that we need to get into the hands of the first people. And I think it's JV players. But there might be some JVB players who have never canned before and they're confused. If they're at the Bentley game, just kind of give them the rundown of what canning is. Monday's game is going to be at 4 p.m. at Yetton. Okay, it was originally at 5. It's going to be at 4 p.m. at Yetton. And there is no JV game because there's like some illness and injury on their team, their JV team, and they can't field a JV team because of that. So it's just going to be a varsity game at 4 p.m. on Monday. For that game, it's going to be the Morgan's message game. We're kind of deferring to Quinn for what we want to do for that. So Quinn, let me know. We're also going to try to make it kind of like a youth feel. Can't be like a complete youth night because it's not at night, but we want to invite youth players. I don't know if all of them can make it because of the time of the game, but any players who come to the game, I was thinking they could come and sit behind our bench. They could sit with us behind our bench. We probably won't do full announcements, but they could like walk out with us. We could figure out something to do to make it memorable for our younger players in town. But again, it's a 4 o'clock game instead of a 5 at Leary. Spirit bags, so we're going to do that on Monday. So on Sunday, Chloe's having a team dinner. Yes? So we have practice on Sunday, then we have a team dinner. And you can figure out spirit bags unless you want to figure out spirit bags today so that you have the weekend to plan for that. But Monday's game, you'll bring spirit bags to the game for each other, for your teammates. Quinn, did you have something, honey?
Are we doing that for a home game or for an away game? Like this, is that like with the pump-up bags?
Pump-up bags. I have it for Monday's game. Do you want to save it for Framingham?
I think Thursday because when we go on the bus.
Sure.
Usually what we do.
Sure. All right. So how about at Chloe's team gathering, you can choose who you have for the pump-up bags. Choose it randomly, but that can be for Thursday. But it gives people a little bit of time to decide. But if you want to do it Thursday, that's fine. It's not working. That's so weird. So Coach Kyle, last time he was here, his computer worked so well. See, that's why I was so confused that it worked so well. I'm like, how did you get that to work? And now it's like not hooking up. Anybody good with like hooking up computers to the projector?
I can try.
Just gonna come by. She'll lend a hand. And then finally on Thursday, we're going to do our annual 3v3 tourney, our tournament with JVA, JVB, and Varsity. So that's when it's costumes and candy, right? We don't call it Halloween, but it's costumes and candy. You dress up in a costume, make it a theme costume. Teams of 3 are the best since it is 3v3. You want to get as many touches in the ball, as much playing time as possible. If you absolutely have a costume, like this amazing costume idea and it's 4 people, that's fine. I'd prefer 3, but that's fine. But just note that one person, you're gonna have a sub. One person will be sitting when we play 3v3. Okay, I wouldn't go, you can't go 5, can't go 6. That's too many people sitting out. And we want to try to get as many people playing as possible in that 3v3. And Coach Paul, I don't know if you can do the, maybe we can do the nets or no, maybe just
I mean,
cones.
I have 4, but
Okay, we'll see what we can do for nets, if not cones. But lots of small-sided play, and it's fun with the costumes. We do a costume contest. Yes.
Does that practice still go to?
Yes. So the practice will be regular time, 2:45 to 4:45.
That's Friday?
That's Thursday.
Thursday.
That's
Wednesday?
Wait.
well, no, Framingham's Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like Framingham's Wednesday, and then Thursday is that, and then Friday is off, but that's the 31st. We have games next week, Crane. Monday Revere at home, and then Framingham away. I think maybe I mentioned Thursday, but Monday, Wednesday next week. Okay, we good? Make sense? All right, good stuff. All right, so what I have for you here is a simple film session. We're going to watch some clips from the Bedford game. I want to focus on the Bedford game because Bedford actually clinched the DCL championship title in their game yesterday. So Bedford, they are the champions of this season, 2025. So giving it up to Bedford because they had a really good turnaround. Where it is possible, they kind of believed. They worked really hard. They, they had some new players that came in, so that for sure made a difference. But they had a little bit of a slump, and then they were able to soar. So we're gonna watch that Bedford game because I know that we beat Bedford last year, and then we're like, oh, like their sequencing is really, really good, and they like figured it out, right? I talked to their coach, and I'm like, what's going on here? And he's like, they figured it out today. And once they figured it out with Waltham, they kept going, and they did really well against their DCL teams. So I want to focus on that game because they are the DCL champions in our division of that league, the DCL, the Dual County League. So watching film is a powerful tool that we can use to grow our game. It allows us to slow the action down, study decisions, see what went right, and we can see what could be done better. So there is critique here, and I just adapted that from an athlete's blog. So for the session today, we're going to keep things simple and focus on 2 themes, our first touch and tracking and marking players. I'm going to play the clip maybe a few times. I'll pause. You'll be working in pairs. You're going to be paired up. I think we're okay with our pairs. I think we're good. Okay, so we're okay with our pairs. I was going to pair you up by jersey numbers, but then people came in at different times. So I think we're seated. We're good. We got to get going. Just be prepared to get cold called or warm called. Right? So I'm going to call on you. You won't have to have complete answers when called. Just need to have enough to get us started with having just a discussion about the clips I'm going to show. Okay? All right. So I'm prepared for technical difficulties. And then Coach Karsten brought out the 360 camera. I'm like, okay. There we go. All right. So we're going to get into it. So I'm going to play a clip here. Let me find it. Can we all see the screen? We're good? Alright, so I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to pause it at a few different times. I'm going to hopefully pause it at the right times that I want to. Hopefully when I pause, it'll be at a time where you can take a look and see what options does the player with the ball have. Okay, so you'll write down your thoughts, what you discussed with a partner. Then what happened? I'll pause again. What happened? What actually was the outcome, or what was the decision that player made? Why did she do that? So we can kind of see why did this player do that, and then what can we observe about the pass that was made? Okay. So just give me one moment to kind of set things up there. All right. So you can hear. All right. So we can see we're good. Alright, so Bedford has the ball. Okay, so right here, okay? What options does this player have right here? Okay, this player. What options does she have from what we can see? So jot down, you can jot down some notes. chat with each other.
Who's the other player?
And if you don't know the numbers, or if you don't know who it is, you could say like the player at the 50. It is kind of hard to see.
Oh, Bailey's at the 50. If anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, Bailey,
Bailey.
Abby,
Is Ella on the
Vanessa.
other side? Like the other side?
I think it's on the other side. Because if we're facing this side is the left side, and I would on the middle.
Who's up at 30? So again, think about the way she's facing. What options does she have? All right, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and we're going to see how it transpires. So I'm just backtracking. All right, so it's going to go back to that spot. All right, so that's where I had you pause. Okay, so what happened? What was the decision that she made? What pass did she make? Okay, just make a note. Maddie, what did you say?
She passed it to Vanessa.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yep, so she passed it to Vanessa. She saw that. Did she play pretty much the way that she was facing?
Yeah.
Yes? Now, I want you to write down why you think she did that, and then what can you observe about the pass? This would be like the pass was to feet, or the pass was to space, or maybe if you heard something. So I'll backtrack and play the clip again. All right, so for what did you observe about the pass, you can also talk about what happens after that pass, right? So what happens after that pass is made to Vanessa. You can make a quick note. Now, again, I want to focus on that first touch. So really I want to focus on Dylan's first touch and what she was able to do, because it was a good first touch, right? Okay, so let's take a look. Did we see that, right? So she took that touch, and when she had that ball, Lucia, where did it go? Like when the pass was made, where was the ball when she had that first touch?
Like her first touch, she put it like in front of her. Like she turned it.
Yeah, she kind of turned it. She knew that there was space on that side. And there is all this open space here. So she kind of played it in the way that she was facing. She made sure that the touch was good, right? She didn't lose the touch, and then she was able to pass it into that space, right? So that was a really good first touch. And again, that's what we're focusing on. So starting off with a really great positive. And then we were able to kind of open things up. Okay, so Vanessa, where are you? Where's Vanessa?
Oh, she's doing a test.
Okay. All right, that's okay. Sadine, what was Vanessa's decision after she received that ball? And she received it well on her first touch.
She crossed it in.
She crossed it in, right? So that was good. That all started, okay, we won the ball back. That all started because Dylan had space, right? Maybe there was some talking that she had space as well, but she had a really good first touch to then play it out to Vanessa to get the cross, right? Looks good. All right, there are some clips that I'm gonna play that the first touch was not solid, and that's the whole point of this, okay? So I'm not calling out any certain player. Know that like after some poor touches were made, there were some good touches as well. But we're just gonna look at what happens when there is a poor first touch so that we can try to improve. All right, yes, and I'm gonna ask coaches, as I try to get the next clip up, if coaches could chat
Actually,
about
about
that.
this one.
Yeah.
Just one tiny little detail, but it's a really good touch for another reason too. It's very short and controlled. If you look at it, if that's any longer, it gets it within, the defender can start taking it away. So the weight of the pass, like the fact that it's really short means it is really touch, keeps control, but any longer you lose it. That's a really big distance. You can lose it. The fact that you can keep it, that's not an easy thing to do while you're turning. So, but the weight of the first touch is kind of also makes it.
Yeah.
You don't lose it into the defender who is very close by.
Coach Paul, anything to share about that touch?
Well, just the pass afterwards. So the touch and the turn was great, kept it in control, and then the pass into space was also the proper weight, because it wasn't like a lot of us, when we played into space, we like blast it, and then like that would just go out of bounds. But she knew she was playing it not to Vanessa's feet, but into a space where she could get it, and she didn't hit it over, like she didn't hit it too hard, so that Vanessa could get it.
So when I had that question, what do you observe about the pass, right? The correct weight, right? The pace, where it was placed was really good as well. And that's kind of what you would write for what do you observe about the pass, right? So we paused, what options does this player have? What happened? Why did she do what she did? And then what do you observe about the pass? And that could be the pace of the pass or where the pass was. All right, I'm gonna play this one here.
It's frozen.
Oh, it's okay because it wasn't even going way over here. All right. All right, so there's gonna be a throw. It'll get to it in a second. We're almost to the part I want. Okay, so right here. Okay. Let me actually have someone be a little more visible. Okay, right here. So this person right here. There was some play here. We won the ball. That was good, right? Kind of. There was a battle up here. We won the ball. Here, what options does this player have? So think about the options that this player has. Write that down. You can chat with the person next to you.
You could pass it to Abby's feet.
Coach Paul, I think you know what happens. Because we talked about this at the time.
That's Abby. That is Abby. That is not me there. I'm behind the girl. What?
Yeah, that's you. That's Abby.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's me?
That's you.
That's you.
Oh,
Not with the ball.
are you sure?
Okay,
Who's doing it?
so let's take a look. Actually, real quick, Vanya, what are the options? I believe that's Ella with the ball. What are the options that Ella has right now? What could she do?
She could go kick a long ball to Abby, or she could pass it to Dylan in the middle.
Okay, so when you say a long ball to Abby, where are you looking for that ball to go?
I was thinking beyond the defenders.
Okay, like in the flank space? Okay, so maybe in the flank space. You're saying maybe she has Dill as well?
Yes.
Okay, so let's watch the play. Okay, so, yeah, okay. You were taking it late. I'll back up a little bit so we can see that again and how it plays out. And Coach Paul and I had talked about this first touch.
Oh, thank you.
She got it back.
Okay, so with that one, right, I want you to write down what happened. So what happened there? And then the why did she do that? That could be just like, it can be more of like, why did what happened, right? So because we know that first touch kind of led, she wanted back layer, but that led to a dangerous, almost turnover situation, right? And it was team, yeah, I can play it again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you freeze it where the first touch happens?
Yeah. Let me,
It's more the spacing on the play when the second touch you see.
it just has to, it takes a moment to get it. Freeze it where Abby's first touch happens.
Yeah, just kind of see the space around her when she actually, the second.
So this is Ella has the ball, Abby's coming in.
Yeah.
And then this is where the ball's played. And that's that touch.
Yeah.
So I'll freeze it right there. Okay, so again, for the why did you do that, more of like what happened there? Why did that happen?
Because I suck.
No. I'm going to you, Abby, for this one.
Actually, Abby, the question I would ask, you always ask the keepers is, what did you see? Like, in an ideal world, what were you going to control the ball and turn? Were you going to take a touch in?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It looked like
Okay.
it usually worked.
Yeah. So Abby, with that, like you were running toward the ball, right? So do you remember in practice when Coach Paul had said like, just win the ball first, win the ball first? Love the energy, right? Like going hard, going toward the ball. That's more of like a communication thing, like where you want the ball. Because Vanya's like, oh, she has space down the flank, right? That space wasn't seen. Abby, you could make like a cut there and then go down the flank by letting her know where you want it, either verbally or non-verbally. I think it was you were thinking as a soccer player, I want to help her out, I want to go to the ball. But when that ball was played, you also went there, and like Kelly is saying, it hits off your shin guards. And then it looks like a poor first touch, right? Because you don't have that touch that's controlled. I'm gonna play through again, and we'll see like how it transpires. Because as we know, there's always the hustle after the play. So then she goes for it, right? It's not like I have a bad touch, okay? She goes for it and then sends it up. But we still don't have that ball. She goes for it again, makes the play, and things come off of it. So the reason why I wanted to play that one is because, yes, we've addressed the fact that if you don't win the ball first and if you just go too hard, it's just that's momentum. It's going to hit off your shins. I also wanted to play that clip because I think right after that, Abby was like, oh, I lost the ball. And what did you do, Abby? You went and got it back, right? You went and got it back and you're like, I'm going to recover. Right? So again, why did she then recover? Well, because it was too heavy of a touch and she needed to. She needed to recover there. All right, I'm going to play. So coaches, actually, if you want to chat about that one quickly while I get the next one up.
If we can go back to when the pass is made.
Okay.
Before it's sent to Abby. It was just, I think we were both looking at a hypothetical, which is not going through, not going above, but hold on to the ball.
All right, it's just gonna take a little bit to build up to it, like a few seconds.
As a right when Ella gets the ball.
Yeah. Ella receives the ball, has great control.
Yeah, good turn, good touch.
What if she, instead of passing, takes a touch, maybe even a touch towards the sideline? It's going to make the defender probably commit out. You can now make a shorter pass on the inside to Abby, potentially. It all depends, but imagine you take a touch instead forward towards the sideline. Guess defender's going to follow you out, probably give shorter pass, slightly better angle to Abby, who may be able to turn and now receive, moving into the space that vacated. They're all hypotheticals. I mean, you guys are the ones out there in a split second having to decide. I don't blame you for not making where we can sit and look 10 times and say, oh my God, you could have. But they're just options. So again, the pressure, especially if you had great control, right? Try to make them commit, pull them out of the shape.
And watching film, it's hindsight, right? It's like, okay, in hindsight, this is what we would have done. So, yeah, but, hindsight is powerful because then it lets you have that foresight, right? It prepares you. All right, this next clip I'm going to play, we'll watch through, and we'll do the same thing. I think I gotta play the next one.
So that's when the girl got hurt.
Oh, there was one that. Oh, back one. 3:15. Oh, I think I might have just glossed over it. It's not 3:15.
It's Catherine's fault.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, this is what I was looking at. Okay, so right here.
G?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't pause earlier. So right here, G has the ball, okay? I want you to write down what options does this player have?
Who's the one on 35?
Is that Lucia?
Tessa?
Is that Lenny?
Eleni?
I don't think it's me. Oh, you did. I played the other side. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Player on the 35. teammate on the
I
35.
feel like it's Tessa. Yeah. No, why would she be on the one? It was the person that was. Oh no, maybe. Wait, were you on the one?
Yeah, that might be.
Is it
In the
Vanessa?
circle looks like
No,
Lucy.
that wait.
I feel like
They are the one with because I know Vanessa.
I'd have to see it play out. Is that Chloe?
Who's the one in between the 40 and the 42?
Yeah.
That's what I was. Okay, that's what I meant.
No, I think it's Tessa. Because Maddie, you're no Maddie. I think
No, I was
it's you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
All right, Kel, can you come up and can you, if this works, oh wait, can you circle options that she has, or circle where, or like kind of put on the board where you think an option should be. So options that she has that she could possibly use, or if there is an option, like where we could have moved so that there would be a better option.
I think this player should be moved to like here, a little wider, so it can be like a better pass, not so quick. Maybe this could maybe work. I don't really know how the rest of the play goes out, and if this player like runs up here or something. But like, if she could see her wide, that could work maybe. Or Tessa and like take a touch here, so then she goes that way.
Okay.
Or
Good.
Dylan, maybe.
Yeah, and then you saw Dylan there too. Yeah, because right now, like these players, they're all in a position where they could have a pass. This pass here, right? She would be able to turn. Okay, Dylan probably wouldn't be able to turn, but she could maybe give a pass back here. We have, again, this player is probably too close. I like how Kelly said maybe she can back up here. She could have been a little bit worried about this player, which might make sense. Maybe this ball could be played, and because there's so much space here, like she could say, all right, like I'm playing through. Again, hindsight, but there are options there. We'll play through, and we're gonna write down.
Can I add?
Yes, go ahead.
You sure there's not a permanent marker?
This one's a permanent marker. I don't know why this is
Oh,
up
I'll
here,
use that one.
but that one's not a permanent marker.
Just to be devil's advocate, but similar to before.
Probably not.
I can't tell.
How about option, I don't know, C for chaos? When she takes the first touch in a direction where there's no immediate pressure, and then even just waits for the ball to settle, everybody else gets a chance to move a little bit. There's open space in front, keep the ball enough to affect pressure, but also just that first touch means whatever pass, if you make one, should be a lot more controlled.
So I'll play through and again answer kind of what happened, like why did she make that choice? Maybe she saw something, made the choice, and what do we observe about the pass or about the ball that was played? Okay, so I'll play that again. Right there, I'm not gonna erase the things on the board. So I'm not gonna put anything on Zoom. All right, here we go.
Oh, that was good. That's crazy.
All right, so chat with the person next to you. And I can play it one more time again as you're chatting. But chatting about what happened, why did she do that, what do you observe about the past?
If it were me, I would have played that holding it and hoped that holding it plays out to Bay. That Bay would drop back.
Or simply let a pass through between and turn it up. I think this is the pass.
Say again?
Control pass between, like we were just passing it right
Here, I would, if I was Bay, I'd be opening up and get. Who is that? That holding back.
I'll play it one more time. We're good looking for who headed it?
Yeah, who is that?
And then she went down.
Wait, so was it a pass to Dylan?
I think it's Sabrina.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll play it
Sabrina.
one more time. Okay,
Sabrina's in the middle?
Yeah, that's
Coach
Sabrina.
Carson and Paul, I was able to hear your conversation because I'm closest to you, but while I'm getting the next clip up, could you just share, Paul, because you were like, oh, maybe another option could have been this. Could you just talk through what you were talking through with Coach Carson?
Yeah, so like I'm looking at that freeze frame and G, I'm passing that ball to Sabs. Sabs is facing outside. Bay is already dropping wide, and then that pass goes to Bay. And then look how much space Bay has. Right, so like that play goes into Sabs. Sabs just plays it to Bay, and then Bay's facing forward in this space all year.
And even just the
But I think
passes.
like Sabs was in a good position, when the freeze frame was there, but then she backs up into the other defender. She should have just like stayed where she was.
All right, the next one. Thank you, coaches. The next one that I'm gonna play. Same thing. I want you to watch. I'll pause at different points. There's actually like 2 here. That, yeah. Yep. Good. Now I like that. I'm gonna play that one again. Okay, I want you to watch it.
Wait, which
It's the Bedford 255 clip. So I'm gonna stop it on Ella, and what options she has. Now I do think she was able to bring it down off of her chest. She got it to her feet. So I'll play. We'll talk about what options she has. So that ball was to the outside. She was able to control it. Okay, so she controls it right there. Well, she controls it right there. I'll say she controls it right there. Okay, so what options does Ella have? Okay. Look at the options, and look at, I love how G's hand is right here. Look at that nonverbal communication. Right? Like G's saying, like, look, I'm open, I'm right here. So what options does she have? And then we'll see other options come in. We see Dylan start making her way. She's progressing toward the 50.
No.
It looks blue. I forgot to do this.
All right, Abby. What option, right now, what options does Ella have? And you can either come up if it's easier for you to kind of circle like Kelly did, or you could just talk through it.
Did you ask me?
Yes, you have.
Okay. I said Gianna, and then, well, the pass she originally made, which was Dill, which doesn't look like in this one, but Dill was a good option. I thought that was a good pass. Sabrina, and also I think that's either Lucia or Tessa in the middle.
Yeah.
One of the midfields, and then, yeah.
Okay, and again, let's see how it plays out. She does find her because that, actually, I want to show this again. Because she takes that dribble here,
Yeah.
right? Watch this, like she takes that dribble, and that brings this player, like not really knowing what's gonna happen. Is she gonna dribble into that space? She's not at a good angle to defend, right? Because she's not really goal side, and she's not both, like she's just not in a good place. Like she'd have to really book it over here. So this player recognizes that, and maybe she thinks because Ella did take that touch, maybe she's thinking, hey, I have to be the second defender, my teammate's getting beat. So because she has that touch, it kind of pulls this player up a little bit, and I think that's why we have Dill open. Dill sees it, you can see her hands being like, hey, I'm here, because she saw that that touch kind of pulled the defender that was heading toward the 50 farther away from her. Right, so she has that, first touch, controlled it, and then I liked it. Now, you can kind of listen to what coaches say on the sideline after that, because it's positive. Right? I like the thought, keep trying to connect. Right? The thought was there. Right? So you had a vision? So Ella, next time, how do you think you can get there? Like what else, how could you improve to get there? Because you worked really hard, you had a really good first touch, and then Dill saw you on the outside because you made a really good run. Let's just watch that again to see like where can we improve? Or what do we think? Dill, you were part of that play too. What do we think?
Oh, I passed it too hard.
Okay, all right. Okay, so maybe the pass was a little bit too hard. We'll watch it one more time. Dill had a good touch, was in a good position. Maybe the pass was just a little bit too hard. Okay? Good stuff. All right, so coaches, anything about that clip as I get the next one up?
I'll just say like probably what I would have done if I was Ella. I would have passed to G and just tried to like calm things down because it was like we just won it. We're not ready to like counterattack yet. So G was getting open. It was probably like primed for a switch or even just passing to G. There's a 2v1 right there, right? Like the player that is on Ella would probably try and press G, which would leave Ella open again. So I would have just calmed things down a little bit and just passed it to G there. But.
Yeah, because the first touch was really good. Like Ella controlled that ball. And that's what we're focusing on, right? The first touch. I'm gonna play another clip. Put it up. Here, connect. I'll play that one again. Oh, it backed me up. It backed me up. I want to play with you guys. It goes so fast. Alright, there we go. We're gonna watch that again. Because I think it was a good switch. Well, actually, I mean, we're going to this net. Okay, this is what I like. Okay, so this is the 355. So I kind of am giving it away too much. Alright, right here. Alright, Dill's gonna get the ball here. Okay? We talk about playing the way you're facing, right? So we're going to this net. We're shooting at this net. Just want to make that clear. All right, so ball came in, it gets to Dill. What are Dill's options? Okay? So again, 355. What options does Dill have?
Who is that?
I think it's Dill.
Maria.
Dill's got the ball.
Is that Lucia?
No, that's Maria.
Who's Lucia?
Behind her?
I feel like that's Sarah. Sarah, that's you?
Sarah's behind her. No, right next to her. Right next to her.
Oh, right next to her, I think Lucia.
Okay.
I like the decision to go to Sarah,
Yes.
Oh, wait, yeah.
but I think a pass to Maria next.
So then,
That was a good
so yes, what happens, right? She makes the easy pass, plays the way she's facing, plays to Sarah. Look at the position that Sarah's in right now. She can see the field. She's at the 45. She can see the net, right? She can see things build up. And that blue player, Bedford player, she's putting pressure on her, but hasn't put really close pressure on her yet. Okay, and then we'll see the play next. Good touch, like that. We're talking about first touches. That was a really good first touch. So she's controlled it, in control. And then the decision here, what was the decision that Sarah made? Yep, she tried to do a long ball behind the defensive line. They were on fire with their headers. Okay, so what other options could Sarah have had?
To pass to the outside.
Oh, so I gotta back up a little more. Sarah's in here. She's here. Where are her options?
Who is it? Maria?
Maria. Coaches, what are your thoughts about the decision that was made?
So for Sarah, I would probably have played Maria's feet. Like, she's facing us, she can control it, it's a decent pass. I do like that Kelly is already getting into a position that she could drop past it if she needed to and switch it, right? So we have Kelly and G already in a position to switch if we needed to.
As a reckless goalkeeping coach, I would also say you have a player with full momentum coming in against you. You take a bold first touch past them, they can't turn on a dime.
Right, we played it. So again, it went on top. Maybe decision, play to feet. Sarah definitely had the right idea to go to Maria. You could hear Kelly, I think, saying, go to Maria, right? So she's like, oh, gotta go to Maria. And had the right idea to go there. She saw that. Maybe just to feet, right? Feet to get that connection. Okay, so that was focusing on our first touch. Coaches, any comments more about the first touch? And again, I chose this Bedford game. I was thinking I was going to pull clips from a bunch of different games, and I was like, you know what? Once I heard Bedford won the championship, the DCL Foley Championship, they clinched it in their game last night. Yep. So I was like, we're going to focus on Bedford. They had a really good season. They did. Once they hit this game against us, they hit their stride. They played really well. They played defensively, and they were doing sequence passing, and they were on the ground. They were passing on the ground. Like when I talked to their coach, he's like, we just do like sequences, and then we were just doing it today. He's like, they just turned it on today. And they turned it on with other teams as well. And they were the champions this year, which is a really great success story, and like power to them. Like congrats to Bedford.
Who won the large last year?
Weston.
Did Weston?
No, the large.
The large.
CC.
Concord Carlisle.
Because this coach was AB's coach last year.
AB's coach last year.
Yeah. I mean, like AB is also.
Yeah.
So I know that they've won before. The year that we won it,
Yeah.
AB won it.
Yeah.
But so just one note off of this one
All right,
was.
listen to Coach Paul's note.
Yeah. So one note off of this was that this was off of our throw-in. So we threw the ball in. G threw the ball in, and we did win it. It was close to not winning, but we did win it, and we played it back. I think Abby won it kicked it, Dylan hit it, and that was what started the sequence. So again, this is why it's so important for us to maintain possession off of our throw-ins, is like, we can't just turn it over. It's 100% our ball. When it's in our hands, we need to get it in, find a teammate, and then play it back and switch it. We almost had this switch, I think. So this was almost a very good sequence.
So for shots against, we're going to be looking at shots against right now because, again, the other focus, I didn't want to overload, just wanted to focus on the first touch and kind of what you get out of the first touch, the options that you have if you take a really good first touch, and then tracking and marking players. So I'm going to look at two sequences, sequence 97 and 103 from the clips. There's just two here, and if we take a look ahead at the questions, I'm going to pause it and I'm going to say, as the ball progresses into our defensive third, which players are marked? So I'll pause there. And then you'll look at the question, are there any players who are not marked up? And if so, are these players in a dangerous position and why? So that's going to be important. And then I'll pause again, like what happened? What did the communication look like here or sound like here if we can hear it? And then if the other team got a shot off, what could the center backs and goalkeepers say or do to help keep our team as a unit more connected? So what can our backs who see the field and who need to be the most vocal players on the field, what could they say to just keep people more connected? Because there weren't people who came back and covered, there weren't people who marked up. These are not the goals. So I'm not saying the goals, these are the shots. And it's just two sequences, but I'm gonna play it a few times over. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go back. All right, here we go. Play it and then we'll pause. Okay, there's a shot. Okay, so let's watch that again and then I'm gonna pause. Okay, so I'm gonna even back it up more. So let's look here. Right here. All right, so this player here who got the ball, I'm gonna play through slowly again, and so that you can like answer that question. Which players are marked up? And maybe you're thinking she is marked up and we have to discuss and chat with people next to you, like what happened, maybe it didn't close quick enough. But I'm gonna play it again and I'll pause right around here. But this is what I wanna look at right before the shot is taken. I'm gonna play it all the way through again and then I'll pause it, just so you can see it. Okay, they win the ball. Pass it quick. It's that one. Okay. So right before that's where I wanted to pause. Okay, so this player right here, right? That player coming in. Try to find where she comes in from. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna pause. I think that's a good spot to pause. Do we know who takes the shot? Do we know which player takes the shot? I played it a few times. So using that right there, as the ball progresses into our defensive third, we're kind of already there. It was one. That one was one. Are there any players who are not marked up? And if so, are these players in a dangerous position? Think about ball side, goal side. Think about this idea of getting behind the ball, right? Get behind the ball, get behind the ball. And then we'll take a look at what happened. And you can discuss. All right, here we go, all the way through. All right, so kind of with that, what happened there regarding marking up players? What are some comments that we can make? Ella, go ahead.
I think the girl on the wing for Bedford, like, she wasn't marked up and then she like saw an opening and started running towards the ball. And she wasn't the one that shot it, but she had like an opportunity to shoot.
Yeah, what else? Thank you, Ella. For sure, it's like I think this player capitalized on an opportunity, for sure. Eleni, what else can you say about like how we marked up here, kind of what happened here?
I think there was people like in the middle who like weren't fully marked, like making runs kind of like towards the net, and like also like Ella said, the one like outside, like she found like an opening. So I think like where that extra space was, they were kind of just like making runs like through the goal.
Yeah, and there was an eagerness for sure from Bedford. And what I think is we hadn't really won the ball yet, but we didn't tighten up defensively. We hadn't won the ball yet, but we kind of were lackadaisical because I think we maybe thought we won it, or we thought it was going to get cleared, and we went a little bit lax on marking up and defending. And we've seen that happen in other games as well. We saw that happen in Lincoln Sudbury. I think we saw that happen in Wayland as well last night when we thought that the ball, did it go in? Did it not go in? Okay, it just hit in the box. What do we do? And we kind of just watched it, right? So we have to be defensive minded until we know that we have possession and we're progressing forward. And I think that's kind of what happened here. And Bedford saw that opportunity, like Ella said, and just capitalized on it. So I'm going to play through this one again. And just kind of watch where we're like maybe thinking, so we have the ball, we lost the ball, but we're thinking offensive minded, we have the ball. It's a quick transition because now we don't have the ball, right? But then it's like, okay, are we winning it back? Oh, no, she saw it, right? So we had never won the ball back, but it kind of looked like people were thinking that maybe we did, maybe someone was going to clear it, but she was a very, very dangerous player. Okay, and we weren't goal side, we weren't ball side of her. Coaches, I'll play it one more time, and if you have commentary too, you can add it.
If you can finish it the second it lands in Quinn's hands, you can make the
Sure.
save.
Yes, that's good.
Right now.
Yeah. Oh, and that player too. Yes.
Because I've seen this a few times the last couple of
Yeah.
years, but this is still not the permanent.
Yeah, no, it's not.
This blindside player who's kind of lurking. There's a defender close by in the build-up, and I wasn't out there, but it looks like the defender loses track of the fact that there is a blindside attacker lurking. If Quinn spills that ball at all, which keepers do. UMass Amherst this past weekend was a game, they forgot to track a player in the same position. That's an easy game. They go right in, put it in. We've scored some of those, we've given up some of those. Quinn is probably basically looking at the ball, but somewhere as a unit recognizing that that's what players do, blindside, because it's really hard to track the ball on this side. Quinn may have the best shot. She is basically here, but she may also recognize, because she is looking forward, that somebody's coming from this side. But that's one. Unfortunately, that happens to us and other teams. We track the blindside runner. Any kind of first save is the not. The ball gets filled and they just put it in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that tracking, marking up, staying with your marks until like we absolutely know that we have possession. And I think there's 3 instances in this one clip that show like, okay, we had the ball and then it was quick transition and it was like, okay, we gotta quickly find our marks because they won it at the 20, right? It was our ball, but they won it at the 20, which is dangerous. And then we thought we had it again, maybe we thought we had an opportunity to clear, got a little bit lax. Like Ella said, Bedford saw the opening, but even that one that Coach just pointed out, that's another great example of just making sure we track players and stay with them, stay marked up until we.
If you watch the defender does a great job, but at some point starts focusing on the ball, and it's normal. But if you are the far side defender, tracking runners should be on your mind too. It's 2 seconds, it happens, but.
Yeah, if you can go back again just to play it one more time after this, but just in general in this sequence, like we had just lost possession. They made a quick 1-touch pass, and on all like 3 touches for Bedford, they were the first to react. And Coach Karsten pointed that out too. With like if Quinn did not catch this ball, they would have been at the back post to finish it, and that's how some of our goals have happened. Is just we're like looking and turning and just not reacting quick enough. So once they make that one, we turn the ball over and they make a 1-touch pass right into their player, like right away, that's when they're first to that ball, they're first to the next ball, and they're first to the shot rebound as well. So if you play that out.
Yep.
So they just react quickly here. So this entry pass, first to that ball, here, first to this ball. There's 2 players there, and then first to like the rebound.
All right. This next clip is another shot. So again, these questions are just about tracking and marking players. So watch this one. This is another shot against us. I'll play this a few times. Okay, I really want you to look at like this area over here. And as I play this again, if there's any blue player who seems to like get into space and not get marked up, I want you to be considering that, because one of the questions I have is, as the ball progresses in our defensive third, which players are marked? So I'll play that again. Just kind of keep an eye on that area. Curious about, or what I'm really wanting you to think about, is that player that is on the left side of the field. So again, questions, the ball progresses, which players are marked, which players aren't. If they're not marked up, are they in a dangerous position? And even though the ball didn't go to her, I just want you to look at how dangerous of a position this player is in. She's in. She's going forward, right? There's this player here who could be ready for a cross, but she's going forward here. She doesn't get the ball, the shot is taken, but she's in a dangerous position, and we really haven't communicated. You know, I've got her, I'll come back and get her, and it didn't pan out that way, but that's something that I noticed when I was watching the film, right? Like, even right there, right? Like, this shot is taken, and she's, like, no one's goal side of her. Right, so she's really open.
Yeah, like if that's on frame and there's a rebound, she could get to it before 5 players right now.
Also, if you leave it right here, the far side defender again hasn't looked back for several seconds. Probably knew that there was another opposing player behind, but by being turned completely away, nobody's tracking the far side runner. Again, if that at all gets spilled out this way, wide open. So whether you retreat in a half open body so you keep tracking the runner while going back, but
so the big question here is, you know, if the team get the shot off, which they did, we can kind of see where they get the shot off here. Right? Even though I'm a little bit more focused on this one. But what could the communication have looked like to make sure that we were all marked up, blue was all marked up? What could we have done differently to try to not get that shot off? Because it was a dangerous shot. Ball's in, that's a good touch. And what about Coach Paul, do you have any comments about like closing in on this player? What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so what I'm noticing here is like, so pause here. Yeah. So this is where Sarah's like, she's marking that player. That is the free player right now, but she sees that there's no pressure on the ball. So this is why Sarah's like, I probably have to be the one to press this ball right here. But now this is where like, we need Lucia or Kelly over there to like, try and figure out these 2 marks that are right next to us. Because Sarah has to sort of put pressure on this
She's the most
football
dangerous.
carrier. Yeah, she has to put
Sarah's
pressure.
there.
And she does step, but then immediately she plays it into the player that Kelly has, which leaves this player that Sarah had the mark. That was the free player. And then, like, right as that happened, like, we didn't just recover quick enough. Like, I think Lucia might be able to help there.
also, can we, if we leave it this frame here? Oh, it's just basic defensive shape, but which means anyone can drop in behind over here without being offsides. They'll be onside until they are halfway into goal. Just be aware of a trailing defender anywhere, because it keeps everybody on sides. So the player on the outside there could easily drop in before the ball is even passed.
Yeah, I think that other player is that Sabs. G's the farthest back right now, right? Kelly's next to that.
Yeah, Sab's gonna hurt in this game as well.
Bailey.
No, Bailey's over here, furthest. Who's this? No, the other one.
That's Lucia. That's Sabs, yeah. The one.
Sabs, number 9, right?
Yeah,
right there,
right
yeah.
before-
Like
that's
right
like
there.
right
Sabs
before.
could probably slide up and over.
Yeah. All right, we'll play this out and then. All right, so one thing that I want to play next, and I'm gonna let the captains, because I know I'm looking at the time right now. I'm gonna let the captains choose, but I'm gonna play some highlights. So we won't be able to play all of the highlights, but these are quick. These are very quick videos. But if we look back at our games that we played so far, Boston Latin from this year. Let's play that one. We'll play a few highlights. All right, let's take a look. They also have music to it, or they should. Where's the music? Oh, right here.
Yeah, they do automatically.
Like, we need like.
I didn't pick the music, Huddle does. It's automatic.
They're looking at clears, they're looking at saves, highlights for the saves, highlights for the shots.
Saves coming up. Queen. Nutmeg.
We'll play one more highlight. Captains, your choice. Medford? The Medford one?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking for?
First,
Yeah, we just talked about
First Wayland?
Yeah.
Alright, Wayland, September 10th. Getting? See what music they have for this one.
Should be a lot of saves in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Oh,
First time, yeah. We played them last week.
unfortunately.
Yeah, there were a lot of songs.
All from this week.
I saw them. Vanessa's goal.
You have bad positions, but you can chip her so easy. See, look how much you can.
So on Huddle, for those of you who don't really use Huddle too much, on Huddle, I know that I get reports. Do you get to see this as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see reports. It's not always 100% accurate, right? But it's the best that it can be, and it's good to give like a general idea. I know Brooke takes our stats as well, but it's something to go check out and be like, wow, I wonder how many times we turned over the ball that game because it just felt like we didn't have possession of the ball.
Does it really like have an accurate possession stat?
So you can check. I don't know.
What, like, I'm curious what it says.
So it has
Like,
like.
what's the passing percentage?
So it's like the 5 minute.
If you go all the way up, is this the single match?
This is for like a game's Cambridge Rangers Lion.
Yeah, so is possession over there?
Possession is right here. Possession ratios.
Good afternoon. If you are in the building awaiting the late bus, please start to make your way to the front. Buses will be here in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Percentage. I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but like the Cambridge Regional Latin game, it's like,
That seems
it seems close, right? So it's like, it'll give you like an idea. Also, you should have your own, like your own page, and your own page gives you your own highlights. When I talked to Huddle over the summer, because like some people were saying, oh, I didn't really get as many highlights as last year. They literally told me it's based on how loudly the crowd cheers for something, and like if it's very obvious, they'll create a highlight. So you're not always going to get highlights, but at games like, you know, these night games that we play, these big games that we play, that's why I like to put them on our schedule, there's more chance of having a bigger crowd, and therefore the camera picks up on it, or like Huddle picks up on it.
Coach, you tell
yes.
me this now. I could have overlaid a soundtrack before I uploaded the
Oh
podcast.
yeah.
to make sure.
All right, real quickly before we head out, Coach Karsten, are there any final comments that you would like to make about film? Because I know you are our film guy.
No, I think Coach Lindstrom kind of said it. It is very easy after the fact to look. We have the luxury of time, looking multiple times. You guys, gals, are the ones out there having to make split-second decisions. Everybody does the best they can.
And I also just want to point out the fact that players who play a lot and you do a lot of good things on the field, most likely when you're looking at film, you're not going to always look at the good things on the field. You're going to look at where you can improve, right? Because the highlights are fun to watch, but we're looking at a growth mindset, right? How do we grow? How do we get better? So that means we have to play the moments that are like, ooh, that was a really heavy touch. But again, if you're playing 80 minutes a game, you're going to have those moments that are mistakes that you're then going to have to recover from or look at and try to think what you could do better. But you have those opportunities because you play a ton of minutes. So I just want to make sure that you know, yes, the highlights, look at those are the positives, but what's the point of film? The point of film is to critique. And I know that a lot of people maybe felt like, hey, that was my play, oh goodness. Don't feel like that. I just don't think that we do enough of these sessions where it just becomes natural. But we get to go and watch a college game right now, and let's watch it with this type of film eye, right? It's not our game, but let's watch it and think like, okay, where could the communication happen? Who's marked up? Who's not marked up? What options does this player have, right? And we get to see it in real time. Ella, did you have a question, honey?
Oh, I just want to know if the Huddle would have picked up the blackout last night.
It did.
Nice.
Yeah, I as I was going through today, just before I upload to YouTube, where I actually have to cut, I was like, excuse me, I'm like, did I miss the end of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it
gonna
looked
take
like
your
middle of
papers.
the
I'm gonna take a
play.
little look at what you wrote. You can put your name on it or not. It's fine.
was
It's
during
what
a
people wrote.
corner, so like no